Sykkuno finally
Jesus, honestly, crazy. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of want to see the Deku thing. I do want to see the Deku thing, you know, completely making fun of him, but we'll take a look at that at the end.
Massive day for the unemployed. Sykkuno finally responded, and boy oh boy is it crazy. A message from me and my girlfriend. I would like to apologize to everyone I have disappointed, most of all my girlfriend. I am so sorry I put you through so much. I never want to make these mistakes again and hurt you and the people I care about. I was unfaithful and I own and fully admit to that. Starting to look like he's a crewmate right now. Moving on. I lied to people and told them I was single, which I know is not right. I'm sorry to all the people that I hurt by.
Well, the shitty thing about it is that all content creators are like this, especially the big ones, because they're farming the parasocial people. They always say they're single.
Doing this. The following is not an attempt to minimize what I have done. However, I have seen false accusations that are about me that are not true. I cannot allow false accusations and such extreme labels to be placed on me. I mean, bro said sorry and straight up admitted that he was not truthful of his girlfriend status. Unk forgot to update his Facebook.
Oh my gosh, we actually got a response! A message from me and my girlfriend.
I would like to apologize to everyone I have disappointed. Most of all, to my girlfriend. I am so sorry. I put you through so much.
This is this is way worse than my Chinese. I do understand that the people making these claims did it from a place of hurt, so please do not send any more hate to anybody. I just want the situation to get better and I wish them the best. What a magnanimous individual. Damn.
No joke, this is how Sykkuno saved his career, okay? His original brand is dead. Like, the Ubu thing is over, bro. Okay, it was cringe anyway. He can...
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you. I never liked him to begin with, honestly. I saw pieces, it's in pieces of him specifically. But brother, I knew for a fact this guy was such a liar, bro. I was just kind of like, I don't believe this dude. I straight up don't believe this dude. The way how he's acting all the time on stream is just crazy. That guy's impression was spot on though. Like, honestly, like, I get it, you know, you're trying to perform to your audiences and whatnot and make it entertaining as much as possible. But dude, let's be honest here, okay? There's a thing called the whole, you know, the whole thing of like faking persona or so, and that's a faking persona, right? The whole failed boyfriend thing is not a real thing, okay? That doesn't exist in real world. I feel like some people need to understand to stop living in La La Land and live in the reality or so. That doesn't exist. That's not a thing that happens.
Not drop an apology.
No.
That will ruin everything. All he has to do is change his profile picture to Light Yagami. He lets that marinate for the next 2 weeks. People start talking like, yo, what's going on? Like, then he just fully commits to being an asshole. He just says like, yo, I'm sorry for being a dick. I'm sorry for cheating, but like, this is who I am.
Way more aura than writing an essay. This dude's right. My girlfriend and I didn't respond quickly because we were already working on our relationship and communication before this all happened. Having so much private information exposed to the public has made it incredibly difficult for us to heal together. I'll be taking a break from streaming in the internet to better myself and give us the time we need to try and improve our relationship. Thank you for reading, and I will continue to learn and grow from this experience. His experience bar, no. Neon did not realize he exposed Sykkuno for cheating yet again at Coach. That's not even him, that's some other Asian dude. Anyway, we read half the document, and the other half was actually a message from his girlfriend. My girlfriend wanted to share her experience. Below is a message written by her. Hi there. I want to start by saying thank you to those who've been checking on me and wishing me well during such a difficult time. It's been extremely heartbreaking to learn everything I know now, and going through this has been one of the hardest things I've ever put through in my life. I've been tossed around.
I really do hate when he puts his fucking hand over his fucking mouth or so, and like, he's like, tee hee hee, tee hee hee. I just honestly I just hate it. I'll be frankly honest with you. Not a super fan of it, okay? That's all I gotta say about it. I am just not a fan of the
from all sides. Me and my reality have been continuously shattered. Though no
Time
matter
for
how
the
broken I am, I never
failed
wanted
girl
this to
arc.
be
Your mom's a
public.
failed
It
girl
deeply
arc.
hurts me that I wasn't given a choice in that,
Because
or
she didn't
even
receive
just
dick
warned
last
that this
night.
would be happening at all. I didn't want this. Even after the fact, I wish they would have at least checked in on me or asked me how I felt about everything, but I haven't heard anything from the people involved since this all came out. It's almost like the people who called out Sykkuno never cared about her and only cared about themselves. I understand.
Of course they didn't. Of course they never cared about other people in general. They only care because the girl literally made like a Patreon to post like kind of like lewd content or so. That 14 days before she dropped the Google Doc or something like that.
Understand that those involved with him have been hurt as well, but I don't believe my feelings were considered in the situation at all. This virgin said, holy, rent for 2 years secured. Every unemployed motherfucker right now. How bro felt writing that? No, he's literally right, Yagami. Having my worst fears become my reality and then put on full display and used for profit for everyone to see is absolutely mortifying. Yeah, what kind of monster would do that? Unbelievable. Profit? What does that even mean? It. Become a channel member today. You get access to our unemployed Discord. We just got enough boosts to make this our channel banner, and when you join, you get this tag next to your name. Join in to help gossip about streamers, and yeah, we're closing the Discord at 200 people to make it more like close-knit. And get all merch 20% off using code Sykkuno, westjet.shop. It truly feels like a nightmare. It was already hard enough trying to work through things in private. This had just added another layer of difficulty and stress on top of everything. It's made it so much harder for me to cope. Prior to all of this becoming public, we were already making changes to improve our relationship. And while I could have chosen to leave, I ultimately made the decision to stay with the hopes of repairing our relationship together. There is nothing to repair. It is over, dude. What are you holding on to? This dude is finishing in girls in LAN and she's taking him back. You was cream pieing other women behind her back and she's staying? Her to the relationship right now. He cheated and she still stays. Sykkuno might be him. You might be a Sigma. I don't know. Maybe they got an open relationship.
I don't know if he's gonna say it or so, but apparently Sykkuno showed something to his girlfriend or so to convince her to stay, which is kind of crazy. I'd be like, what is the thing? Like, what is the thing that made her like, you know, like, what is that piece of evidence that he showed to her to make her stay? Like, that's the question. That's the biggest question to ask. I really want to know, but we'll never know the answer, to be honest.
Relationship or something, but this don't seem normal. First voice actor to read this in a Deku voice is going triple platinum.
I would like to apologize to everyone I have disappointed. Most of all, to my girlfriend.
Blew his load into multiple VTubers and still managed to keep the relationship. Low XP bar my ass. Bro is the level 99 mafia boss of cheating. Even Tectone chimed in.
It's because he was farming, bro. He was farming with these other girls to increase his EXP. So then once he hit that level 99 boss or so, he knows how to slick tongue his way to keep the girl. That's the reason why, you know? Take notes from Westco. I need to see more promos for that Patreon. He shows her that he can change.
And what happened in y'all's relationship is entirely between you all. Sykkuno, you up, you know that. Cheating is never the right thing to do. Be better, I know you can. But if your girl chose to forgive you, that's her choice and no one else's. Immediate apologies must go out from everyone who took this opportunity to make public a story that your girlfriend should have had a choice to make herself just in the pursuit of money and clicks is disgusting.
Why am I still in jail, you say? Because I belong in here. My Genshin Impact baddies are of age. They're like 15, which is almost 16, basically 17, and we can round that to 18.
They tried to make an hour-long video to mog him. The maker of the expose video got mogged instead, mogged his girlfriend while he was cheating on her, and then also mogged his own accusers through his girlfriend. Unbelievable. Like, I mean, this is like, you know what this is like?
No, what is it like?
It's like a Rube Goldberg machine.
That's really the best you could do, Asmongold? Come on, man.
These chicks will use a dude's cheating on them as advertisement for their pics. So wait a minute. You're telling me that one of the girls that was talking to Sykkuno just started an right before this expose? That's crazy.
Yep.
Jesus, if that's true, that is insanely shameless because,
Thank you for the follow.
Dude, is he actually this sly, dirty dog?
He might be the guy.
You hook up and you run game on every girl in the entire community. Your girlfriend comes out and demonizes the people who made it public and says she's gonna stay with you. Matt, dude, he is the guy.
I mean, it's funny and all, but don't get me wrong. Like, just because the events transpired this way, it doesn't mean he's not a piece of shit. The reason why the drama even got so big is because people used this as an outlet to sort of project their own takes on the relationship. And, you know, everyone was speculating. Nobody knows what their relationship is like. We don't even know if the girl is real, or if she wrote this message, or if Sykkuno's the mastermind all along. But we do know he has some crazy plot armor.
Is that this girl was probably been with him for 5
fucking
years,
insane.
and he's not going to break up with her. And also, he probably finances and subsidizes her lifestyle.
Yo, stop being a chud. Not all women are gold diggers. Only 99.9%.
He's rich, and she'll always be rich. She'll never have to worry about money in her life.
I'm just gonna say it how it is. If you listen to Asmongold for dating advice, it's over for you. Pack your bags, because brother, it doesn't matter how much money you have. If somebody cheats on you, I'm pretty sure 99% of people would leave unless they're trauma bonded, which this girl likely is. You gotta have zero self-respect to stay in a relationship like that.
I think maybe when I was younger, like I would kind of talk with the chat a lot more. Like they expect me to still be like the 21-year-old version of myself, which frankly I'm just not.
Oh, she's finally getting it. Maybe streaming when you're 30 is a bit of a loser activity. You can look at this shit all day and make YouTube videos. Dog, this cannot be Sykkuno. What am I seeing here?
For legal reasons, that's a
Sykkuno, there's no way you don't have a girlfriend.
What? Me? With a girlfriend?
They're all memeing it. Oh my god, dude. They're actually. You want to know something? You want to know the funny thing about it too? So I was in VR, right? I was in VR on Saturday, right? I was in VR chat specifically, you know, just dancing the night away and everything. I shit you not, the drama reached in VR chat because there were people talking about the Sykkuno drama. I heard a group of people talking it over there. I heard another group talking about it over there. I heard so many fucking people talking about the Sykkuno drama. I was just kind of like, there is no shot that it has reached to the levels of VR chat. And the funny thing about it, I was in the European servers during the time of it, right? I was in the European servers. I shit you not, dude. There were all there was like a lot of people talking about it. And when I jumped into the American servers, there was really not really many people talking about it. So it's very interesting to see that the European people were talking about it, but not the American servers. Not really that much or so, at least not to my knowledge to a degree, but it was definitely more common or so in the European server, which was so fucking hilarious to hear it, to be honest.
I wish, but my XP is too low.
Toast and Sykkuno, basically.
I'm also fucking annoyed. I'm gonna be honest, because this guy, for years, would just say shit to me like, man, Peter, I hope I find something like what you and Anita have. You're so lucky. For years, he said this shit, okay? This guy allegedly has been like with his partner for even longer than Anita and I have been together. He just like, he never let on ever to me that like he was ever in a relationship.
Yeah, the lying to your friends thing, that's pretty crazy.
It felt like with the way he portrayed himself, it was a little deceiving to me. And like, this isn't even just, this is like IRL too, you know?
Wait, but isn't that his, wait, go back. But isn't he technically at his place right now? Like, this is kind of weird. That's his roommate? Oh, is it? I don't fucking know, to be honest. I don't know. Doesn't look like they're, but they don't look like they're in the same place though. So my question is, if he came to visit his house, you would have expected to see a girl at his house at least one time throughout the year that you came to visit him, I assume, right? Unless this sly dog sends his girlfriend out during the time of it, dude. That would be some crazy play level or so, to like so much shit that you would have to do to keep this persona up, that you are like this failed boyfriend who doesn't have, you know, who has a receding hairline to begin with. Anyways, he does have a receding hairline, and and literally like straight up just fucking plays as the failed boyfriend who doesn't have a girlfriend, has zero experience dating and whatnot. It's just kind of crazy, dude. It would be crazy if he sends his girlfriend out or so to be like, hey, you know, I'm gonna be recording or so and stuff like that with some friends and whatnot, so I don't need you to be in the house during these hours or so. And then the girlfriend is kind of like, yeah, sure, whatever, but doesn't even know that like her boyfriend is faking all of this shit. Dude, I'm curious if she actually knows that he's been doing this like fake persona shit to get the audiences, you know, to basically feed into it.
Too, you know?
I think Toast knew, though, deep down. 100% he's not a predator. That was overplayed, but I still wouldn't trust him with my wallet. He's like a Romanian.
What is up, guys? It's Sykkuno here.
Subscribe to the channel if you made it this far, because
It's crazy. Okay, so he hasn't talked about it. You know, you can send her down to the basement, like how you lock us up. I don't send nobody in the basement. Okay, so first things first, I want to hear the actual like the deco thing.
I would like to apologize to everyone I have disappointed. Most of all, to my girlfriend. I am so sorry I put you through so much. I never want to make these mistakes again.
Oh
and
my
hurt
God.
You and the people I care about. I was unfaithful. And I own and fully admit that. I lied to people and told them I was single, which I know is not right. I'm sorry to all of the people that I hurt by doing this. The following is not an attempt to minimize what I have done.
Poor Ochako never thought
I have
Deku
seen
would
some
do
false
this to
accusations
her.
about me that are not true. I cannot allow
Spot
false
on VA.
accusations and
Imagine
such
if this
extreme
gets
labels
you
to
a
be
gig
placed
for
on
an
me.
anime. Imagine that, dude.
I do understand that the people making these claims did it from a place of hurt. So please, do not send any more hate to anyone. I just want the situation to get better.
Oh my God.
And I wish them the best.
Poor Ochako.
My girlfriend and I didn't respond quickly because we were already working on our relationship and communication before all this happened. Having so much private information exposed to the public has made it incredibly difficult for us to heal together. I will be taking a break from streaming and the internet to better myself and give us the time we need to try and improve our relationship. Thank you for reading, and I will continue to learn.
Oh my
and grow
God,
from
dude.
this experience. My girlfriend wanted to share her experience.
Is it gonna be a girl voice?
Below is a message written by her.
Oh no, he just did. Okay, it would have been funny. You know what would have been more funnier or so? If they had like Ochako's VA or so, literally like read the bottom text. That would have been so funny. Or like just have someone who did an impression or so of Ochako and it just read the bottom part and then Deku would just read the top part. That would have been so much funnier and it would have tied everything just so much better. Oh, dude, I wish there was somebody who did an Ochako impression. Also, there's another thing too I wanted to share too specifically. Dude, I gotta show you this, dude.
Wait, you're actually so much braver than I thought.
Only because you're here.
Oh my God! Jesus Christ! Jesus Christ!
Wait, you're actually
Dude, it's crazy.
so much braver than I thought.
Dude, his hair is going backwards, dude. Look at him. Dude, man, this man literally perfected looks maxing like no joke, to be frankly honest. Okay. Besides all of that, I just wanted to show that specifically, but I wanted to take a look at the Mujin video because he uploaded the, I guess, an apology video specifically talking about it. Now my question is if he's gonna answer everything. That's my I wonder what the apology is gonna be about mostly. So I'm just
all right. So first things first, this video is not monetized. I'm not about to pull a CC in the big 2026. I'm making this in regard to my last video about Sykkuno. I want to clarify how this video came to be, while also taking accountability and apologizing for the mistakes that I made. At the same time, I also want to clear up some misinformation spread about me over the last few days. This video was meant to come out a bit earlier, but I was told by someone in the know that Sykkuno might release a joint statement with his girlfriend, so I chose to wait for that first, just in case. I'll also be going through that later in the video. So, how did this all begin? Well, for me, it was on April 7th when I was reached out to by Mal for the first time. I was told that a Google Doc was releasing soon about a big content creator. And this is when I was asked if I wanted access to it early to maybe make a video about it. The document was going to publicly release on the 10th anyway. This means that this wasn't some grand conspiracy, okay? This document was going to release with or without me. And while yes, rumors of Sykkuno's behavior have been floating around for a while now between certain content creator circles, none of this was gonna really convince me to make an early video. If you've watched my channel before, then
Okay. So if these content group circles, right, already know that Sykkuno is a playboy to some degree, so then why are these women still like sliding into his DMs even though they're knowing or so that he's a playboy? Or like, if they know to some degree, wouldn't you like avoid it, but like I said, rhetorical question anyways. But like in VR chat specific, like I'm doing this in like, they just want to play apology, more like a PR move to save his ass. Next will be bow for being a bad friend. like I said specifically, right? Like in VR chat, right? We had groups or so, right? But the girls would say be like, oh, this guy is a playboy, make sure you avoid him and everything like that, and that's how it spreads around, right? That the guy is a playboy, and they usually basically ignore that guy in general. Like they generally do. That's how it was in VR chat. I just don't understand why, rhetorical question, don't answer that. I just don't know why, they don't just avoid him specifically. Like I said, rhetorical question, don't answer it. Saw that he paid for the other trips and games. Now they want the sugar daddy money, but it wasn't even that fucking crazy money though, to be frankly honest. It's not like the guy is dropping like 1 G above 5 Gs or something, to be called a sugar daddy.
you'd know that I'm someone who highly values both sides of the story. It's actually something that I always implore you to do before forming your own opinions. And while I do receive so many DMs about scoops or exclusive info about certain topics, I mostly never take them, always choosing to wait for things to—
I mostly never take them. Mostly. But he still does, though. He does take some topics early. So I'm just saying.
Unfold in public first before making my videos. What made the situation special though was the 17-minute video recording of the voice call between Mal and Sykkuno. My logic here was simple. It was me thinking that we already had the other side of the story, and it was Sykkuno admitting to his wrongdoings in the most raw and unfiltered way possible. So I figured that was enough. At the same time, I thought that since my channel had grown exponentially, don't ask me how or why because I have no idea, I could maybe use my platform for a good cause, spreading awareness about Sykkuno's behavior so that no one else gets tricked into being a homewrecker against their will. Well,
yeah, but the content creator circle has already said about it that Sykkuno is a playboy. So you think they would already know this information for them not to step in to become a homewrecker to begin with. So, if they already know, right? If they already fucking know. So it's just kind of like, I'm like, at the end of the day, the dude just fucking fiddled around with a bunch of, I guess you could say, well, I want to say all of them, but I say most of them are I guess e-girls, like actually straight up e-girls, because they're like they do the 18+ content stuff. So I'm like, dude was just looking at very hot women on Twitter or so. More like e-hoes. Yeah, but it's not all of them though. I assume some of them are just normal. But then he tried to slide into their DMs and everything.
in parallel, encouraging others who have been wronged by him to finally speak up. Additionally, seeing that the person speaking up was doing so from a small account, I figured I could help amplify that message to spread maximum awareness. Now, yes.
You know what you should have spread it, to be honest? You should have spread it that one time or so of that one streamer calling out that one Arc Raiders person getting banned off the game. And apparently it has gotten worse, apparently. I have no idea how it got worse, but yeah, apparently maybe you should have done that topic instead of this one, in my personal opinion. Because at the end of the day, when you look at everything and I assume this guy read the document, right? It's just a guy who's just cheated on his girlfriend with a bunch of other dudes. That's kind of like basically, not other dudes, I mean other women. So it's just kind of like, you know, he fucking cheated on his girl with other girls in the I guess quotation marks VTuber sphere. So
some people could definitely argue that I was desperate for a topic to bring in views, but to me it didn't matter because I was already lucky enough to be able to cover niche topics I enjoy and still somehow reach over 1 million views on them. Again, don't ask me how because I don't know, but that was just the reality. Here's the thing though. Releasing the video around the same time as the document meant that I was taking a substantial risk by putting my channel's reputation on the line. I knew this, even at the time, but it was a risk I was willing to take if it meant that I was doing the right thing. Unfortunately though, it didn't really work out as I had hoped, and I ended up making mistakes that I need to take accountability for, which is why we're here today. The first mistake can be found in the intro of the video, and it's me using the word predator. Yes, it was my idea, and the logic behind it was me trying to encompass everything, like the serial cheating, lying, and deliberate targeting of smaller content creators into one word. Before using it, I even made sure to double check its definition in multiple dictionaries, which said things like a person or an organization that uses weaker people for their own advantage, or one who injures or exploits others for personal gain or profit.
yeah, but okay. So one who injures or exploits other personal gain or profit. Okay, so what is Sykkuno gaining from this? What is he profiting over this? Nothing. He's not really gaining, or I guess like nudes, I guess, but like that's it. So he's not really much profiting in this. He's actually losing money, to be frankly honest. He's not really a corporation going after smaller people or so in general. But the question is in the context, okay, in the context that he does, the type of content that he makes specifically is more relatively with that word as in like the PDF ones to begin with, you know? That's what it's mostly used for to begin with, right? But like I understand him specifically why he used it, but at the same time, in the context of like the type of content that he makes and the subject that's about or so, probably not the right word you would use in this kind of context, in my personal opinion. I wouldn't use the word predator on Sykkuno, you know, to begin with.
To this, I had to come to the conclusion that yeah, this word fits. I'd find out quickly afterwards though that for many people, that word is only reserved to describe pedophiles or sexual predators, which made a substantial amount of people feel misled after watching the intro of my video. It made it seem like a hit piece, exaggerating things, and it also made it seem like Sykkuno had committed very serious crimes, enough to land him in a high-security prison or something, when that clearly wasn't the case. That was not my intention at all, and I'm sorry for that.
My question is like, okay, so if that's not your intention in general, didn't you review? You made the script. You made the script specifically, and I assume you had to re-review the script in general. So my question is like, did it not come to you, or did it not occur to you when you were reading it out as a commentary style or so, or while you were editing it or something like that? He didn't specify what kind of predator, like sexual predator, so naturally people would assume the PDF until they saw the video, which explained he only cheated on the roped a lot of the women in DMs, who also consented to sexual relationships with him under the false pretense of him saying he was single. He wasn't a predator. The women were all the age of consent. Well, of course not, you know. He's still a dick though. Of course he is. Well, he's more like the dude just going to being a playboy basically. He risked the Vod out. He wanted to be the first to expose. That's the thing itself, is what I was saying or so. Like he definitely was made this so fast, because I went to take a look or so when that video was posted about this Sykkuno thing for it to drop. I immediately went to go search for the Google Doc, and the timing for the video dropped on Mujin's channel with Sykkuno's thing or so was just did not make any sense whatsoever. I was like, oh, this, I don't like this. Something about this gave me a bunch of bad vibes or so. But like I said, I commented or so saying like, am I surprised or so to see Sykkuno being a playboy? Not really, to be frankly honest.
Now on, I'll only use that word to refer to pedophiles or sexual predators. That's it, no exceptions. I'd also like to say that yes, the video was rushed. It simply didn't meet the quality standard that you'd expect of me, and that's without even mentioning that it was clearly biased and didn't attempt to see different viewpoints. There's a reason I don't typically reach out to people involved in public incidents, because it's very easy to form bias after you communicate directly with them. It's just human. So yeah, what Mal said at the end of her call with Sykkuno was off-putting, and it wouldn't have hurt for me to point that out. I get that. I was instead more focused on Sykkuno's admittance of guilt. I'm sorry for letting—
So what you're saying is you got tunnel vision and you believed her completely without looking at the entire evidence, that what she said at the very end of the part or so of this specific voice call with Sykkuno, saying that she still would like him to talk to her still. I think that's pretty, that's pretty, what is it, gross negligence or so? You're just, it's pretty, I guess you can say to some degree ignorant, to be frankly honest, when you don't look at all the evidence at the end of the day because you wanted to rush this video to bring out a hit piece, so. He was on the Playboy arc in his early 30s, needed what every rich guy usually has, concubines. I thought that shit was like, I didn't know this 40-year-old man would start doing, Playboy stuff or so. I thought that shit was like in your early 20s or something.
You guys down in that regard. You trust me with a certain quality standard, and I just couldn't deliver it this
Skill issue. You can be neutral when talking to the people, to the involved people. It's always good to hear or get a statement from them if you can.
time, and that's on me. I also want to apologize to Sykkuno's girlfriend. In the 17-minute video of the voice recording, there was one frame, which represents 1/60th of a second, that wasn't blurred, and it leaked to the group chat she was in when she found out that Sykkuno had been cheating on her with multiple people. This frame was enough for certain individuals to confirm her username, and it impeded on her privacy. I was not the one who handled blurring it, but I still included the entire thing in my own video and completely missed that detail. So I take full responsibility for that. I'm sorry. Now look, with all that being said, apologies are great, but there's no use presenting them if there's no attempt to act on them. And that's exactly what I intend to do. But first, I want to go through some misinfo that was spread about me in recent days and set the record straight. When the video first released, XQC reacted to it almost immediately and would spend his time defending Sykkuno while trying to undermine the things he's done to people. He would also comment on my video. In that comment, he'd make it seem like my problem with Sykkuno's behavior had to do with the lack of clout of the women he reached out to. In any case, what would happen next is a narrative that would form saying that I deleted his comment because I couldn't handle his unparalleled wisdom. As you can see, that's false. It's still right here, along with all the wonderful comments left by his community too. I really don't know why he and some other content creators tried so hard to defend Sykkuno's behavior, as if he was their long-lost brother or something.
We can all agree that he is a shitty person or so for cheating on his girlfriend to begin with, okay? The thing is that like all the other girls were completely like jumping onto him like a bunch of hungry hyenas or so the moment they follow them. I have two big like content creators that followed me, right? But it's not like I'm gonna go fucking feral or something and start messaging them immediately, Like I don't do that, That's just not my thing. I was like, oh, two big content creators follow me. That's cool. Anyways, how's your day? That's kind of like basically it. If they don't reach out to me, I'm not gonna reach out to them. That's just how it works. I'll follow them back. That's about it, because they decided to follow me as someone who is a small content creator. I'll follow them back because hey, that's cool. That's just pretty cool to see in general. But in the context of this or so, you had Sykkuno following these people, right? And then she followed back, but then she messaged him. So You love us too much to chase fame. We're so lucky. I'm like, cause like I said, I have like I think there's like 2, maybe 3 big content creators that follow me or so on my Twitter page, and like I follow them back because they followed me, and that's just kind of like basically it, you know. It's just, but I'm not gonna go out and like message them out of the blue for no apparent reason, you know. I'm like, there's nothing there for me to begin with, you know.
All I know is that cheating has been shunned by humanity for thousands of years, regardless of gender. Maybe normalizing it now is probably a bad idea, but hey, you're free to form your own opinion.
Nobody's normalizing it anyway, so I don't know where you're getting this context from.
Go for it. Next,
it's all in jokes at the end of the day to be like, man, this guy is the messiah. This guy is the man. You know, like it's all jokes. It's not real. Like it's not legit real. They're all joking.
Tried to claim that I changed my video's title because I was scared of a defamation lawsuit from Sykkuno. Sure, a random lawyer from Fiverr might claim that, but it's false. Here's a neat trick. You can go to a website like viewstats.com, go to any channel, we'll pick, I don't know, Mr. Beast, click on a video, and you'll actually be able to see any thumbnail or title changes since upload. Pretty cool, right? Now, if you were to do that with my video, you'd see that there were no thumbnail or title changes whatsoever since upload. So that's false. And look, defamation is about knowingly lying about someone in order to ruin their reputation. I had no intention of lying in my video about Sykkuno. And if I did want to lie, then wouldn't I—
Well, you lied about him being a predator? I'm just saying, you know.
have just simply removed the last 2 minutes of Mal and Sykkuno's voice call so that she looks way better and he looks way worse? It just doesn't make sense. I never make any video with the intention of lying. Period. And finally, when it comes to misinfo, there's also something else that honestly doesn't deserve attention at all, but I'll still mention it. And it's this weird rumor or fan fiction that some people made up saying that I only made this video to try and get with the women that were affected by Sykkuno's actions. Anyone who knows me or has ever spoken with me in the content creation sphere knows that I never even attempt to flirt. I keep things strictly professional. I take my platform very seriously and would never seek to use—
You take that very— okay, so you take your platform very seriously or so, but can you explain yourself you crashing out on Powder just because Powder has, like, she has a right head on her shoulder or so and can tell the Playboy attitude almost immediately? And she says that, like, oh no, I understand that Sykkuno is being a Playboy, I'm just not a huge fan of it or so, and that's why I didn't really continue forward of it, but I'm not a victim though. And you decided to crash out on somebody like that? I'm like, that's not really being professional in my personal opinion, but hey, I digress, you know? Man has not addressed the things he has done on X yet. Yeah, he hasn't really like talked about the stuff that was happening on X, especially like just calling out Powder so randomly or so just because Powder can read the fucking room, you know?
use it in that way. It's simply not who I am. It's obviously also very disrespectful to anyone who was hurt by Sykkuno's actions, but it's not like the people peddling these rumors cared about them to begin with. Alright, so next up we have the joint statement that was posted by Sykkuno and his girlfriend. The first half would be written by Sykkuno. In it, he'd reiterate that he lied to people about being single and that he has been unfaithful to his girlfriend. He'd apologize and say that he'd be taking a break from streaming in order to better himself. He'd also call out anyone trying to frame him with false accusations. So yeah, as you can see, not much has changed. He's already admitted to these things in the voice call with Mal. When it comes to false accusations though, yes, there are stories that have circulated for years among some VTubers that accuse Sykkuno of doing worse than cheating. At this point though, it is not up to me to say whether it's true or not, just pointing out what he might be referring to. He could also be referring to the word predator, which I already apologized for. Now the second half of this statement would be written by his girlfriend. She'd express how hard this has all been on her, and how hurt she felt over not having a choice on whether this went public or not, saying that she understands that many people were hurt, but that her feelings felt like they weren't really considered at all. She'd call out people who sought to use this incident for profit, and would say that even prior to this going public, she was already trying to work through things with Sykkuno in order to repair their relationship together. She'd end her statement by saying that even with everything that has come out, she doesn't consider Sykkuno's actions irredeemable. She's going to stay with him and try to fix their relationship in spite of everything. Listen, I can't imagine—
I ain't gonna lie though, that girl is definitely knows how to give someone a second chance, I'll be honest with you. It is pretty crazy to hear that though, I will be honest with you. I still can't believe it though. But hey, it is what it is at the end of the day.
Which he's been through in just these last few weeks. Finding out that your boyfriend has been cheating on you for years, that he slept with someone as recently as December 2025 behind your back, and that he was still trying to arrange a meetup with someone else as you were already trying to fix your relationship after what had happened in December. I mean, seriously, it's just insane. But I do think this needs to be said. The fact that this went public is unfortunate, but people were genuinely hurt by Sykkuno lying to them that he was single. Maybe it's an unpopular opinion at this point. Let me know if you think it is, but if someone lied to me about being single, and I later found out that us having sex directly hurt their partner, made them depressed, and ruined or at least endangered a 5-year-long relationship, I wouldn't be able to live with myself. That's simply not what I would have signed up for. And seeing that he's a public figure who used this public standing
Oh,
to
you should be calling out every big streamer out there saying that they're single and everything like that. Just saying.
get with these women after lying to them, it felt like this going public was going to be inevitable. But that doesn't mean that her feelings are not valid, because they are. When it comes to me, I did have a hand in spreading this to the public by releasing my video so quickly, and I simply had no right to do so, and for that, I am sorry. Now, I've seen some people's reactions to this announcement, and yeah, as you might expect, it's not sunshine and roses. This whole topic has been extremely polarizing on the internet to begin with, and the girlfriend in particular is getting hate thrown her way, with people calling her things like gold digger or Stockholm Syndrome victim for not leaving him. Here's the thing though. What matters here is that Sykkuno stops his serial cheating streak and that he stops lying to women about him being single while turning them into homewreckers against their will. That's it.
Yeah,
if she
that's
wants
true.
to stay,
Yeah.
that's her choice. She doesn't deserve to get nasty things said about her though. I wish her the best, and I again would like to apologize if I directly contributed to any harm that she might have gone through. That was not my intention. Look,
If you think Bao is 100% innocent, oh buddy boy.
ultimately, my favorite YouTuber growing up was PewDiePie. Yeah, I enjoyed his sense of humor, the fact that for the longest time, he was the sole runner of his channel, which gave him so much authenticity, but most of all, what I really liked about him was that he was not ashamed of being human. He would make mistakes, but
Are you
when
gonna
he
talk about
would,
the
he'd
Twitter
also
thing?
sincerely apologize and work to learn from them. It's no secret that today, as a content creator, if you were to make a mistake, it would be so much easier to wait for it to die down in a week and then continue business as usual, as if nothing had happened. I was even advised by some to do exactly that and not release this video. And I understand why. It unfortunately works. But to me, it's simply the right thing to do, even if it leads to more scrutiny and people
I'll be honest
dislike.
with you, Mujin. You kind of ruined your reputation with this video. I'll be honest with you, to a degree or so, because I know that he's losing subscribers to begin with. You know, this is, you know, he's definitely doing this for PR statement though. But but it's still kind of like, bro, just say, hey, you know what? I fucked up. Didn't mean to use the word predator, you know? I was trying to use the predator context in a different language. I should have said it in the video specifically. Shouldn't have not taken the scoop at least this early. Should have waited until everything dropped or so in order for me to see all the evidence that are laid out on the table, you know. I'll take better care when it comes to that. Like, this guy needs to do his research to begin with, you know.
Me. I screwed up, I'm going to say sorry, and I will improve. So what am I going to change exactly? Well, to start, I'll never give another exception to a scoop or exclusive info. I will do what I've always done on this channel and talk about things that have already played out in public. I don't care if a 5-star general gives me info about World War III starting tomorrow. I will make the video after the nukes drop. I also realize now just how much you guys value my objectivity. I understand that I'm not perfect at it, and I probably never will be, but I'll always strive to present information to you in the most balanced way possible so that you can, in the end, form your own opinion. And finally, no matter how much this channel grows, I'll always ask you to be honest with me, and I promise to take accountability when needed, just like how I'm doing right now. So look, if the last video was
Okay, so my question is, what about the accountability of you crashing out on Twitter?
deal breaker for you and you want to unsubscribe, then I completely understand. But I won't let you leave without thanking you first. Take care, and may our paths cross again someday. On the other hand, if you're planning to stick around for future content, then I'd like to thank you so much for allowing me to make a mistake and grow from it. I say this all the time when I stream, but not a day goes by where I take any of this for granted. And the fact that so many of you watch me, whether you're driving home, chilling at work, doing chores, knitting, or just eating, I'm so honored to be able to make your day a bit less mundane with my videos. It's truly a blessing. Thank you. I also would like to thank my Discord mods, my friends, and my viewers who reached out during this time. It meant a lot, and I really appreciate it. The Sykkuno video was live for a week, so I'll keep this video live for a week as well. However, I do plan to private the original.
Why not just keep the video on your page or so that it's a reminder what you did, you fucked up, and it's always there on your channel. I'm just saying.
Video as soon as this video gets uploaded. I hope to be back sooner rather than later, continuing to make videos that you enjoy at the level of quality that you expect of me. As always,
Let me see. We were so close to Mujin reading the Mujin Google Doc. I knew that the next Mujin video will be about Mujin. You know, it's bad when when the monotone voice comes out. Nah, I hate that Mal is getting very little shit compared to Mujin because her whole but you can make it up to me and you can talk weird as fuck. Yeah, but he didn't really talk about those X crash outs are never gonna leave you. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Or so after getting community noted. Seriously, not talking about that in this apology video is just going to give other YouTubers the next wave of content you put out. Really bad move and it's at least mention it. Yeah, because there's gonna be, I bet you that majority of his subscribers specifically doesn't have, you know, doesn't have Twitter or so they're not really in the know for this specifically. And then on top of that, specifically, they don't know what happened on Twitter because he crashed out on Twitter on Powder. Just because Powder was using her cognitive thoughts or so about this and everything to kind of like say, hey, you know, he's a playboy. I can read the room. I even understand what's going on here, you know, but I'm not a victim though. So, and then the dude crashes out on Powder, but we didn't get nothing like that. I don't know. I don't think I'm a huge fan of this video. I think it's okay, but I don't think he really addressed what happened on Twitter too as well, which is kind of annoying. Just because half of your fan base are not on Twitter doesn't mean you cannot address it whatsoever. I don't know. I just don't know, in my personal opinion. Personally, it's just kind of like, you know, it's okay. It's an alright apology. I don't think it's anything too crazy. I think it's alright, but it could be better. Like I said, it could definitely be better. He's definitely got a lot to learn from this one, I'll be honest with you, but well, we will see what happens in the future. Like I said, people are gonna give you a little bit of less credibility on you now, just because you definitely have messed up your you definitely have messed up quite a bit or so, I will be honest with you. So we're gonna see what happens moving forward. My question is if he's still gonna pull out the millions of views. I'll see what his next piece of content is going to be but anyways, that's the end of the video. And honestly, I hope this is finally the end of the whole Sykkuno and Mal and Mujin issue now. So I think this is a nice pretty bow to tie. Not really a pretty bow, but to some degree or so. I'll be honest with you, I don't know. I think it's alright, but I don't think it's that great though. But that's the end of the video. And well, if you know, I'll be honest with you, the only thing I have to say or so, if you know somebody is cheating with somebody or so, don't post it on public shit. Let that shit be handled behind, you know, behind private DMs. And yeah, anyways, that's the end of the video. And peace.